COL Drag Race.
Hey, kitty girls, we're back!
Yay!
Hopefully. You know. So, we'll get this part out of the way. It's June 30th, 2020. Welcome to Cubs Out Loud Drag Race T-Time, All-Star Season 5, episode number 3. Yes, we know. We're a little late. We have not delivered on time. This pregnancy is going over. Sorry about it. I have been having technical issues, and as this offshoot of COL, I'm the producer and everything all in one, and so I'm having some technical difficulties, but we may have found a workaround at the moment. So
maybe, hopefully
the
fingers
audio issues
fucking crossed.
Yeah. Hopefully the audio issues are fixed. We might have a little video lag latency kind of thing. As we're recording this locally, I'm not hooking it up to the internet because that's still a bitchy thing. So that being the case. For those of you that don't know and are like, what kind of a start of a fucking show is this? My name's Gary. I'm one of the co-star hosts of this fabulousness. And then I have with me the one, the only.
Oh, you hush. Hey, everybody. It's Damon. I don't need that kind of ego just yet.
Listen to this. Just yet. Speaking of egos, we should dive right into it because it's All-Star season and it's all ego all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just getting more and more as the season goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, ready to start our first section?
Yes, let's do this.
Okay.
Gentlemen, start your engines, and may the best woman win.
All right, so if you recall in episode 3, it is Shantae, Enjoy Your Stay, All-Stars Routique Experience. So that is the focus of the episode. So this section in our podcast we call Put the Pedal to the Metal, Honey. So there was no mini, correct? If I recall correctly.
No,
mini
there
challenge.
wasn't.
So
I don't think they've not done a mini challenge since the reading.
So it's a big old maxi challenge. They get divided into groups, and then they have to work together as 2 trios and a duo to design a room. And
Yeah.
So, moving in to our thoughts on it, David.
I love how you're like, yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of things I want to say, but I think some of it's going to come later in our show here, so I don't want to jump ahead.
So you're kind of wait. Okay, that's fine. All right. So I wrote down remodel shenanigans, and I kind of want to say it's okay. We've been here before, not that long ago, actually. You know, there was the infamous Club 96. Sorry. Club 96. So we got this whole, so basically this is a like kind of makeover of that where they take it and then instead of like an actual club, you have a executive suite, as it were. And I like the idea. I just don't think the queens got the idea fully. Like I don't like. It feels like I get that this is like it's supposed to be like I want to stay there. Like high class, high, whatever. And it makes me want to spend my coin to go like stay a night or 3 or a week in this place. And I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I wouldn't stay in any of these rooms.
Ooh, there she goes.
Like, just saying, like the only one that kind of maybe came close was the gold one. And that was mostly because it wasn't so distinct a theme that it they were able to incorporate different things into it that made it more like, oh, I could see doing that, or oh, that's kind of fun. You know, what was it? So it was the gold room. There was the jungle, whatever. What did they call it? Oh, they called it the Glamazone, which again, that's a inappropriate, stupid name for that room. Like, why call it the Glamazone when there's no glamour? Excuse me. And then the 24K experience, and then the Golden Gals Palace. Yeah, I'm glad they called it the Golden Gals Palace instead of the Golden Girls Palace, because it definitely was neither golden nor girls. So, I mean, it just I felt like it missed the mark. To put it simply, all the rooms missed the mark, which is like, I'm gonna stay here and relax, or I essentially never need to leave my suite because this is so great and fabulous. I never want to like step outside of my, this fabulosity. Yeah. Gary.
Okay, so I'm gonna respond to what you said.
Okay.
In terms of like a guest room that I would want to stay in, I disagree. I would not want to stay in the 24K experience or the Glamazone. I would stay in the Golden Gals. I'm fine with the kitsch, the nostalgia, and girl, I want comfort. Like, I know that there was some criticism about the bedspread or some shit and it not being comfortable. I was like, do you know how many like hotels I've stayed in with a shitty ass duvet cover? Like, I don't care about that. I want a comfortable bed. The fact that a moderately beautiful man is gonna bring me cheesecake every night. Hello. And that view. Like, I'm fine with it. And I know how to use an old dial up phone. Like, I ain't got no problem with that. So yeah, like that part don't bother me. And if I'm gonna be around nothing but old people, that's good. You know why? Because I'm chicken. That's what I am, bitch. Like, if it's full of nothing but like silver hair, bears, I'm good with that. I'll probably be like, the belle of the ball, so to speak. So bring all the daddies on. I'm good with it. Yeah. So now what I said was, I had two thoughts. Miss Miller, as a drag queen, you completely missed a great pun joke, and shame on you.
Uh-oh.
Well, because she was the 24K experience, right? And she's like, I'm LeMay. And while I'm watching it, I was like, hem. Your name is LeMay Hem. Get it? Because your name is Mayhem. LeMay Hem. It was perfect.
Genius.
And she didn't do it.
No, of course not.
And then Blair was just Blair. And I was like, girl, you should have gone with like air. Like some ridiculous, like highbrow Caucasian fuckery bullshit that like, people who, make $1 billion a year would name their children, like, and like buy nothing but goop off of Gwyneth Paltrow's site. Like, I mean, just, like if you're going to go to that like craziness, like play fully into
go
it.
that way. Like do it, go that route. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be that person, but like she could have done something, even if it was like LeMay Ham And if it was something with gold, something with, Richie, whatever, like she could have just, like, she could have done Blair Rich Project.
Wow. I don't even know what to play for that.
Woo! No, she better don't.
Props to you, sister. I thought La Mayhem was good.
You're welcome.
Anyways,
I'm
so
sorry, everybody. I literally just thought of that just now. Like, no tea. Like,
you better
all
put that in
tea.
the notes, in the
Like,
tags.
literally just fucking thought of that just now.
My second thought was Club 96 was better.
Mm-hmm.
It was the runaway of the series of the design challenges. It's what everybody remembers because it was fabulously stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the point of this, like, exercise.
Yes.
Like, it's supposed to be functional, yet fun, and, like, practical, but make you laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is the reason why we got the end result out of the episode that we did. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, agreed. Like, the thing, like, okay, like, this is All Stars. This is All Stars 5. These girls have all been through here before, some of them now multiple times. You should know the number one goal ever is make Rue laugh. Like, point blank period. If you can make RuPaul laugh, you're good. But she's got to laugh. And it can't just be like a half-hearted,
right,
like, ha, ha, ha. It can't be a chuckle. It has to be a genuine, like, laugh. Because we know her laugh. We all know Rue's laugh.
Right.
So, yeah. And that's really, really what you need to do. And I think you hit the nail on the head in a sense. Like, everyone was a little bit too cerebral. Like, they were thinking a little too much into it. And maybe that's why kind of things went weird. Whereas the gold room was, they kind of were like, I'll be honest, it felt like they weren't thinking much at all.
I thought they were trying too hard.
Mm.
All I heard nonstop was, it's rich. Don't you feel rich? It's expensive. And I was like, what the fuck?
But I think that was kind of the point.
Well,
they kind of wanted to go with like the Club 96 vibe.
Right, but that's the problem.
With repeating something over and over again so that it gets drummed in your head. Now, it wasn't a Club 96. Like, it wasn't specific enough.
Right.
And that's where it kind of fell flat, I think.
And neither of those bitches are Naomi Smalls.
Oh, wait, you're backwards. Shit. Fuck.
Yes, children. Be careful. There's some low-flying shade around here.
Yes. Like.
Yeah.
Oh.
That being said, you ready to move on?
Sure.
Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Cover girl.
All right, stomp the runway, children.
Mm-hmm.
The theme this week is 3, 3, 3 looks in one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the goal.
So, I'm going to sidebar for a second.
Uh-oh.
A number of years ago, the Mattel Corporation had a little boo-boo. Mattel being the manufacturer of several different kinds of toys. One of them being Barbie, who Trixie Mattel famously, infamously, is a huge nerd boner over and has, like, given some of her, like, whole aesthetic and look to, right? And there was infamously a Barbie that had a pull string in the back of it that had sayings. And unfortunately, Mattel released a Barbie that at one time said, "Math is hard." And it has influenced drag queens ever since. Let's talk about it.
Oh shit! Wait, fuck! Like, like, damn, honey. Like, can you hold before you like? Can you give me like a bit of a warning before you throw that much shade? Like, ooh, I almost froze to death. Like,
It wasn't directed at you, girl.
I know it wasn't directed at me, but it was that fucking shady.
Well,
Brr.
that's all right. I got more to say, but you know, go ahead. What were your thoughts on the runway?
Ooh, it's been a while, y'all. We're just it's
A little punchy.
Yeah, be a little. Hold on. Before I say this, I want to check one thing.
Oh.
I just want to see what I said, but later.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure before I say this. So, another quick little sidebar, just because I wrote it down and I started on my little paper here. Another Rue flop of a look. Like, I was not a big fan of this furry, fuzzy, whatever the fuck she's wearing.
Oh, honey. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk for a moment about the weird negligee sort of looks like you murdered Muppets to make stoles that run up and down your gown thing.
Yeah.
She walked out of that and I was like, Zaldi, it's bad weed, girl. I don't know what you smoking.
And this is the second one.
It's not good shit. Like,
Yeah.
it stank. It's loud. I don't know what it is, but it's not good.
No.
Like, girl, if you're going to get high and be creative, I need you to go back and be high and creative like the airbrushed, like, stretch gown.
Yeah.
I want pop. I want craziness. I want unexpectedness. I don't want lazy.
That. So there's that.
Okay.
First step. So.
Oh, and
Oh.
is it too much to ask Bubba Roo to actually participate in the themes just a little bit? Just a teeny tiny little bit? Like, it's 3 looks in one. Girl, you could have wore something that had 3s in it. Like 3 big ass begonias, like 1 on each shoulder, like big old shoulder pads, and like 1 right at your bosom. Or just something.
Maybe was it? No, I don't even know. I was gonna say, was it 3 colors? No.
Well, the murdered Muppet stole bullshit, whatever the hell that was. There were 3 different colors of that. But
Yeah.
Anyways.
There you go.
Anyways.
Rainbow. Like, yeah. Anyway, maybe she spent $3 on the look.
I'm not gonna hit the button. I'm just gonna let that sit where it sits, and we're gonna keep moving on.
Oh, I'll just do that with my little shade fan. Okay. So, okay. Joking aside, I actually did think there were some great looks with regards to the 3-in-1. The one that kind of stood out for me was India's.
Okay.
In particular, because it was like, to me, actually 3 looks in one that it kind of became 3 different things with the similar, obviously the same fabric pattern, houndstooth kind of look on it. Really particularly loved hers. Who else did I write down? Let me see. I like Blair's somewhat, in a sense that it kind of told this decade story, which I was kind of cool with. She went from like the 50s to the 60s to the 70s in a way, and I was kind of cool with that. I'm also kudos to her for hiding those long sleeves. And then Miss Cracker's, to a point. because my main issue with Miss Crackers, unfortunately, was that once she took off the egg and it kind of draped down,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she could have walked in that dress until she took off the egg part.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, possibly, I don't know, but I felt that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so again, like some good looks. There were some misses as well, but for the most part, that was my big thing there.
Okay.
Gary.
I simply said there were some wowzers and some, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to remember who had what when they came down the runway.
Okay, I could probably give you an idea because I've got it kind of etched in my brain.
Yes. And there's not that many queens in this season, thank God. So from your notes, who do we got as like the? Did you like comment notes on every single one of them, or
Not all of them, but I could.
Oh,
I
okay.
have. Yeah. Which one? Like, are you thinking? Because okay, I'll try to go through them. Let me go back to my list.
Well, let me do this because I could actually. I'm looking at who was in the episode. I'll just go in this order. Ms. Cracker. Quirky, weird,
Mm-hmm.
fun, and like very interestingly fashionable. I'm not so
Mhm.
sure about the legs with the egg thing, but
Yeah.
it caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it is meant to replicate the music box in
Mhm.
the Anastasia movie,
Oh.
but I don't know that for certain. I overheard that somewhere. So that's, I guess, what it's styled after or meant to replicate or whatever, something of that
Mm.
sort. I don't disagree with you that she may not have been able to move in the second look, like when she lets all the egg like petals
Mhm.
down and inverts it. And then the final one, like, yeah, it was definitely moving much more into fashion couture, like, you know.
Mhm.
So, Mariah Paris Balenciaga. I'm really kind of torn on this because Mariah is a look queen. She serves great face. She comes from the ballroom scene. She knows what she's doing. When Michelle called her out for the taking off a jacket is not a look, like, I was like, be careful because you may not apply that to other people. And that makes you inconsistent. So, the swag, like in between look number 2 with all the fabric draping and swinging around was
Mhm.
fun. I did not see the reveal coming where it just drops and it's a full length velvet gown with the beading.
Mhm.
I thought that was the best part. Like, it was really definitely stunning. I have to agree though with, and it was either on Fashion Photo Review, I think it was on Fashion Photo Review, Raven said that Mariah has this thing about how she puts all the beading and stuff on. And she pointed out that, like, she does it a little too wide. And then when I watched the episode again a second time, I was like, yep, fully agree.
Mhm.
Like, girl, you're wearing black velvet. Like, that shit's really forgiving, especially as a stretch fabric. Like, to a silhouette, to a style, to a visual fake line. And
Mhm.
you should have taken the beading and totally done an hourglass, like, style.
Mhm.
And you would have given an amazing illusion to a nipped-in waist, even though technically the fabric is black on the
Yeah.
sides. The eye would have been going like this. You know what I mean? And,
Mhm.
like, I think that would have oomphed it a little better.
Oh
And
yeah.
I would have liked the beading, like that stuff to go down onto the rest of the dress. Like,
Yeah.
not crazy like Disney, sparkle glitter fuck shit everywhere, but like, it would have been nice if the patterns swooped down and, I don't know, made like a big ass paisley or something. Like, just a
Mhm.
nice asymmetrical offset kind of thing. I think that would have pushed it a little further.
I can see that.
Probably also would have made the dress heavier, but that's how that goes.
Yeah.
Shea Coulee. Mama, I was not ready for the botany class. Like, honestly, I was enthralled from the moment she came around the corner. Loved the entire concept. I did not take issue with it, and I am annoyed with this whole, it looks a little crafty.
I am too.
Bitch, drag queens are crafty. That's what they have to do. They ain't got all the money in the world, and even on All Stars, like, and I didn't think it looked that like Michaels, Joanne Fabrics, like
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby, whatever bullshit they were trying to like claim. But when you have to split hairs, I guess you default to potentially bullshit statements. Sorry, you were drinking. Miss Alexis Mateo. Great storyline, not a great execution.
Yep.
Circus tent realness. I'm here for it. I am not here for miscarriage of a ballerina. It's not the right length. I don't understand what's happening. You're in high heels, not in point shoes. Leave that to Brooklyn Heights, you dumb bitch. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Like, I just, I'm going to get to, I'm not done with her in this episode or this season. And then the third look, you're supposed to be a tightrope walker, you nitwit, not a tap dancer. Fuck her problem is. She's tap dancing on the stage. I was like, if you're supposed to be a gymnast, you're supposed to be a tightrope walker, imitate it.
I mean, fact.
Did you fall and hit your head, girl? Come on.
It just seems, I will say, yeah, I agree with you 100% about her look in particular. It definitely, like, first one, great. Like, the tent, the hat, all that shit.
I was ready for midgets to come out of her coochie underneath the tent, honestly. Like, I was like, and here it comes. Like, I seriously thought, like, it was going to be, like, there was going to be this whole production. Like, HO scale trade set, you know, flying Dumbo, elephants, something. Like, I just thought there was going to be a whole, and then she's like, I'm a ballerina, look at me, I'm in Slimer Green. And I was like, what?
Like, I will say this in the, like, I don't, how do I put this nicely?
Don't. Just don't.
The circus doesn't have ballerinas. Now, Cirque du Soleil probably, maybe, would have like that kind of ballerina kind of like thing going. Maybe. And if it had been a different color, like a pink, a lighter shade, not this bright ass, you know, Slimer green as you call it, it might have gone well. Because there are traditions where, like older, you know, back in the days, like ballet skirts were, tutus were that long. Like, I remember those, you know. However, it would have been like a leotard top, like straps, as opposed to, or maybe like something corseted up top to kind of hold you. Wouldn't have had these sleeves of some random color. Well, no, it was green, I'm assuming. Wait, maybe. Yeah. It was either green or it was meant to be like the fabric she was already wearing. Whatever, it doesn't matter to me. It just seemed, it fell flat because it was not enough of an image to get a ballerina.
She was a failure as a fairy godmother. There's that.
Yeah. Like, I would have liked anything else other than that.
Yeah.
And then I agree with you 100% about like the trapeze tap dancing bullshit thing.
No, girl.
Anyway,
it's
continue.
Miss India Farah. First of all, I'm glad I got to see Bob the Drag Queen call it out and say that she's coming for her gig with the houndstooth. Even though it was brown houndstooth with black instead of white with black. I was like, are we flagging, girl? Because if you are, it is all over you. So the only thing I have to say is, are you verse? Like, do you bite and get bitten? Because I think that's what the kink people want to know. Like, how freakadeek do we get here? Like, do you want marks? Do you leave marks? What's the story, girl? Don't tell me you didn't think about that. I liked it. It was 3 looks in one. I'm still kind of torn about the pussy belt thing. Ultimately, I think I like it.
Yeah.
Because it's a little different. Because without it, it would have looked like a goddamn leotard. Like, boring as shit. So, I was not happy on the second look that it was super obvious that there was a reveal coming, that it was a tearaway. I just don't understand what happened there. I'm thinking that she didn't, in her mind, do the walkthrough and realize she's going to walk across the stage sideways. and therefore the camera is gonna catch the seam and what it looks like. Like for me, I would have tried to do an illusion, and I don't know how this gets done because this obviously I'm not on this competition, but I'm sure somebody could figure this out. I would have done an illusion where it looked like it was a lace tie-up all the way up the side, you know, like the back of a corset looks, you know, the tie-up. But in reality, it's a Velcro. So you don't see it coming when it tears into two pieces.
True. I kind of want to, like, I was hoping to find it, but I'm not going to be able to find it quick enough.
What were you going to look for?
The pictures of her look.
Oh, the in-between? The second
Yeah.
one? Yeah, it was just because she walked across, like, stage at the camera, and I was like, well, it's obvious that there's something underneath. Like, which, I mean, duh, it's a 3-in-1, you know, challenge. But moving on, Jujubee. I am not surprised that this was very controversial. Some people are like, trash. Like, it was all costumes. It was not very well put together, blah, 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 blah. However, she told a story, and she executed it. It was not necessarily high couture fashion. It was meant to be more silly, and it kind of won the judges.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, y'all, Jujubee, smart like a fox. You know? So, I'm not mad. I'm just like, how very interesting. Because you sure as hell didn't spend a lot of money on that outfit. Those outfits. But, like, maybe that was a smart budget use. Blair St. Clair.
So,
Go ahead. Go back to the India.
No. I'm sorry. I'm looking at India. Sorry. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes. I'm looking at the fashion photo review version. And what I'm seeing is, I'm going to try to get the reveal of it, but it looks like, I don't know if it's Velcroed or if it is zippered. And that's what I'm trying to figure out, because it doesn't, but it is open on the sides.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out if it's intentional or not. It doesn't look intentional right now.
Right.
But it could also be, it could have been intentional in some way.
I think it was unintentional and unfortunate that it happened before the reveal, because she may have had no control over it. Meaning, like, when she walked down the runway is when it shifted, or I don't know, whatever. Because
it's very high. Oh God. Sorry, I've got to pause on it, and I'm like sitting here like, it's very high up. The slit on the pants is, and I can't see at the bottom if the pants were meant to be open.
Right.
And I think they were. God damn it. Anyway, keep going. Sorry. Don't mind me.
All right. So I'm going to let you stew on that. Blair St. Clair, clever idea. The execution was okay. I completely agree with Fashion Photo Review that the outfit ate her at the very end. While that chocolate glitter, like, spectacular disco, you know, bell armed and leg, like, outfit, like, it definitely needed a belt. It needed a contrast. Like, you needed a big, high fashion, white belt, girl, like, around your hips. You didn't seem to have any shape in it, and that was really disappointing. The hair was really good, but it was too big. Like, you reminded me of, like, Mickey Mouse in the Emperor's, or in the Wizard's cloak in Fantasia. You know what I mean? Like, where you're just engulfed. Like, it's too much. It's too big.
Yeah. So backtrack to India. It was intentional. Because if you look, I'm looking at the reveal, she zips down both sides. She doesn't zip down, like, they're not Velcro, they are zipped down. So the pants were meant to be open from the zipper down.
Yeah.
Not exactly the greatest look, and there may have been, like, Velcro, like, down at the bottom to kind of keep the pant leg open.
Yeah.
But the idea being the pant leg, the end of the bottom of the pant leg closed, I should say.
Right.
but I think that it was meant to be zipped down, like because he zips up the sides.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just me.
And then last was Mayhem Miller. Honestly, really great execution. Like 3 looks in one, all the same fabric, incredibly well done. The swimsuit ending with the cap, she got a silhouette. She got big old hips going on. Like the cut, it was really well done. It was. I think it saved her ass better than what she did with the room challenge portion.
You mean LeMay?
Yes.
LeMay.
Yeah. So there's that. You ready to move on?
Yes.
God, girl.
The time has come for you to lip sync for your life. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
My bad.
I was like, wait, which one are you hitting?
I know. I was like, this doesn't sound right, and it isn't because I played the wrong clip, but that's okay. Because it's All Stars 5, it's Lipstick for Your Legacy. I still don't really have a really good version of that because honestly, she changes the way she says it every single goddamn episode. I'm like, that's rude. Not that she cares about what we got to do.
I know, right?
So the bottom 2, bottom 3
Gag.
are India Farah, Mariah Paris Balenciaga, and Shea Coulee. Now,
Uh-oh.
I will say this. I, too, was not a fan when Shea Coulee was being Dorothy and then gave a Sophia line. I was like, what the fuck you doing, bitch? Like, I love when Ross calls it out and he's like, I've read the Bible. I know the Bible. It's in the Bible, right? Like, you do not take another character's lines. I was like, ooh, child. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those ones where they could have done it one or two. And I'm just going to be like, if all 3, I hate to say it, all 3 of them should have said it. Because then, like, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just like. It's not one character. It's now like, oh, we're all saying it. Maybe we're being, like cynical about it. Like, picture it.
Right.
Anyway, that's just me.
So those are the bottom 3. And the top queen of the week is Jujubee.
Whoop, whoop.
She gets a first win. Way to go,
Her
girl.
first win ever.
Yeah.
Which is I didn't realize that she now sounds so bad thinking about it now, but like, no, she never won a challenge on her season or in All Stars. Her first round on All Stars.
Yeah. So, yes. So Jujubee is the top queen, and the lip sync assassin is the chocolate dreamsicle, the one, the only Monet Exchange.
Woo!
And she looked fucking stunning.
Yes.
So the divider rises up, and I was like, okay, Queen of Color, I see you. Like, you ain't fooling me. Ain't no white bitch trying to wear colored tights to look like a girl of color. So like, I'm like running through the catalog, the Rolodex in my head. I was like, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And then I was like, oh shit, it's Monet. And I was like, all right, it's about to be on. It is an assassin. Like, officially, I agree with this. So yes. So the song that they lip sync to is Juice by Lizzo. I'm about to lose half my gay points. I do not know this song. I'm not familiar with it. I have never heard a Lizzo song until this moment in an episode. I'm aware that Lizzo is like big in the gay male community, But yeah, it's a no. Like
Yeah.
I just it's not in the circles I run in. I don't actually run in any circles. I don't even walk in any circles, girl. Like it's just not in my sphere. It's not in my world. So I was like,
Mhm.
what? Okay.
So, um, so if you know, oh God, what was the song she did? Good as Hell. So Lizzo also did Good as Hell, which was also on RuPaul's Drag Race, and Lizzo herself was on Drag Race season, I want to say 10. I'm fairly sure. Like I'm pretty sure. Damn it, Wikipedia. Let's not take forever with this. Um, come on. Season 10. Thank you. Faster, faster, fucker. Like
Yelling at the
lip
internet to go
syncs.
faster.
There it was. Okay. Episode 10. Um, it was Cameron Michaels versus Monet Exchange, and it was Good as Hell by Lizzo. It was actually the episode that Monet went home on. Um,
Hmm.
um, because it was her third time in the bottom.
Okay.
Where is? Oh, come on. Do do do. At least I thought she did. Maybe I'm wrong.
You thought she did what?
Um, Lizzo was on an episode, I thought. Maybe I am wrong. No, I feel like she was on an episode. Come on. So hard. Um, Filmography. Experience her. So, yeah, she was on season. Okay, she was on season 10, episode 10. Okay. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? God damn it. Anyway, don't mind me, folks. This is my like my big thing on this show is like drag race historian, as it were. And this was fail. Like my memory was somehow failing me.
I'm looking real quick
Oh, I see now. Because
online.
she was a judge. That's right. She wasn't a special guest. She was the judge. She was a guest judge on episode 10 of season 10.
Hmm.
Anyway, so there's that.
So yeah, like that was the song that they lip sync to, and I was like, okay, this is interesting, different. Like just not a gay anthem, I guess
No,
was my
it's
thing. So I
well,
was like, all right,
we love I mean Lizzo's okay. Oh, like I like her. I don't hate her. I won't throw her out of bed, but like
right.
pretty good song.
So Damon, what did you think of the lip sync for Your Legacy?
Um, so I wrote down a little surprised, and the only reason I think the main reason I said that was because this was UGB's first like ever win. Like that was my big surprise. Like oh, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think you may be coming into this as well, but I'm gonna say it too. Um, I think that UGB threw this to Monet because I have seen Jujubee lip sync, and she would be considered an assassin. She's great at lip syncing, and this felt half-assed and flat. Like I keep saying that, but like it felt like she wasn't even trying. And there were moments in the lip sync where like she's like it feels like she's like gesturing to Monet, like almost like giving her the stage.
Mm.
And I I wasn't 100% happy with it, but I kind of understood.
Mm-hmm.
Again, good strategy on her part. She doesn't have to send the girl home because everyone else did.
Yeah, there is some strategy to that.
Gary,
I said something strange was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't put my finger on it, but I agree with you. I think part of it is that it seemed that Juju B was not giving it her all.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that is a bigger strategy. Like, as you get closer to the end, you will try harder.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe you really do want to knock a bitch out of the competition. But in this first half of the season, you might be like, oh, no. Jury of our peers, competitors, please take a bitch out for me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll skip the money for now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can have the 10K, you can have the 20K. Girl, I'm going for the goal. Like, I'm going all the way to try to get, the big cheese. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That being
Yeah.
said, Monet Exchange assassinates appropriately.
And don't get me wrong, like Monet was good. Monet did the job. Like she did not half-ass this. Like she was there and she was performing the fuck out of that song. But it felt like almost, and I'm gonna say this so bad, but I feel this way. It felt like the Trinity Charlie Hides like lip sync.
Oh, I don't think it was that bad.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I'm feeling like this, like Juju wasn't really doing as much, and I felt like she was trying, but she wasn't, and it didn't feel like she was really, really, really there.
Right.
And
I think she was there. She just wasn't
giving everything.
Yeah, she was. Maybe she wasn't feeling well that day. I don't know.
Strategery.
Yep.
That's what I think it is.
I don't disagree. So, she reveals that the group has decided Mariah sachets away. And I believe we find out that actually it was going to be Mariah all along. Like, girl didn't stand a chance. She's getting the chop, and that was just the end of it.
Yeah, if you watch Untucked, you will see the... So they do give... in the Untucked, they do give the... they reveal who everyone voted for.
Right.
And in this one, in the following episode, they actually reveal all the lip syncs before the, when they're all sitting down after after Mariah's been eliminated. So.
Right. All right, you ready to move on?
Sure.
All right, it's time for snaps and eye rolls. The hits, the misses, the high points, and the low points of the episode. So let's start off on the positive side. Damon, who are you giving snaps to?
Well, I have a couple.
Okay.
And my first, snaps actually goes to Miss India Farah. That look was very good. Her 3-in-1 look. I thought it met the challenge. Oh, excuse me. Gosh. Soda. Burpee. Ugh. Anyway, her looks were it was very cohesive. And now, looking at it again and again and again, I do kind of probably think that she everything was kind of intentional. Like she cut the pants came off at the waist for her to take off, and then she revealed the leotard with the big pussy belt underneath it. I thought it was a really good choice, great fabric, that it all kind of went together. To me, it fell along the same lines as Mayhem's, where there was a theme throughout the whole thing that I particularly was, that kind of worked all together. So kudos to her.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you don't get to see Untucked, right?
I'm not paying for it. No. So.
Okay, yeah. So you're not watching Untucked. Well, I will. I will. I wish they would put this particular one on, especially the beginning. So, um, I wrote down some reality in Untucked, and the reason I wrote this down is because GGB finds out she wins, and then Blair and Mayhem get told that their room was the room that Rue liked the best. So all three of them are safe and they get to go back in the back room. And so during Untucked, we get this moment of where they're in the back. And I wish I could remember, like, watch the episode again, because I can't remember what triggers it, but they start talking about their how each of them are in recovery and how each of them have had issues with drugs and alcohol in the past. Mayhem indicates that she was always considered the life of the party, and she was the life of the party when she was drunk. And they all kind of mention all these things, and I was just very impressed by it because we don't get to see that often. And it brings a little bit of realness to this reality TV. One of the biggest things I admit I liked the most about it was that they talk about Blair's problems in the past, which have been mentioned during her season and such, and just I really did appreciate it and the moment that they had, because they kind of came together and they were very supportive of each other, and I kind of loved that moment. The other side of it being, like, drag has a lot of there are a lot of drag queens that have some of these problems, alcohol problems, drug abuse problems,
Right.
Things like that out there, and they didn't have to. In order to make the money, they have to perform in the bars. They have to perform in the clubs. They have to be around it constantly. So imagine being a queen that is clean and sober and trying to remain that way and having to be in a space where it's right there. And you're probably getting, drink tickets or whatever. And, and I've been trying to notice, especially over the past years with Drag Race, the drinks that they are provided. Sometimes you'll notice that some of them, usually they'll have their names with it, and some of them aren't drinks. Some of them are like club soda and water, or some of them are cranberry juice.
Well, so the very first episode of Untucked was aired to get people to want to pay for it, apparently. I did watch that one, and I picked up on that because Blair says when they go to all grab their drinks, hers is the only orange one, and they left it in, which I found interesting, because they didn't have to for the edit, but they did. She says on the mic to the crew, "This is all juice, correct?" And I was like, all right, I already know that Blair's in recovery, and that she has been open about that and that kind of stuff. So it made sense why she asked the question. And I don't think that WoW Presents and RuPaul's Drag Race has to shy away from that issue. I just found it interesting because it was really an aside. And then no sooner than she asked the question, the edit cuts to a different camera angle and something, you know what I mean? And so it's like, you could have cut it just a couple seconds before she asked the question. But yeah, no, I totally agree. That's been known for the past few seasons that, they've been telling the girls before they walk in, and or for a while they were just outright labeling the glasses. Like when they put them down, they had a little piece of tape with the name on it or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find, because our residence, therapist, Edward Angelini Cook, actually wrote on it, because he is a okay, yeah, so he did. So Sorry. He did read something in relation to this episode, and I'm trying to read it really quickly. I love seeing recovery representation in the media. He mentions the series Mom. And so it says, this is from Edward Angelini Cooks, and this is like, so I'll quote it. Quote, see GGB, Blair St. Clair, and Mayhem Miller have a conversation about struggles they face in recovery was so affirming. And GGB even said a recovery slogan, which made me tear up. And Blair and GGB providing support to Mayhem fed my spirit. Bravo, RuPaul producers. End quote.
Good.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up because I remember him mentioning that and I go, oh yeah, that really makes sense to me. So there are my snaps.
All right.
Gary, what about you?
So I had snaps for two things. One is for creativity, because that's really what this whole episode was about. Is like, how creative can you be? It's a design challenge, so you've got to be witty, but you've got to be artistic to a certain point. You've got to be able to execute. You got to be able to think through. And it's not improv, but just as challenging. Like, you got to sell something. You got to present. So there was a ton of creativity in that, and creativity on the runway because you had to have 3 looks in one. So not the usual give me a reveal, kind of deal for duets or something. So also I wanted to give snaps to Juju B's craziness. I was annoyed with her in their room at first with the Glamazone, but then when she won, and I looked back and I thought about it, and I was like, well, of course she won. She gave what they wanted. Like, be absurd, be weird, be funny. Like, this whole thing is not to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
So
I loved how everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Was
everything was made
grandmother.
Yeah, it was related to her fucking grandmother. It's like.
My grandmother made this chair with her own 2 bare hands. I sat in her lap. She told me amazing stories while she was smoking tobacco.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it. I didn't understand a word or whatever. And I was just like, oh my God. Crazy bitch.
I wrote down, like, at a certain point, like, Juju checked out. And looking back on the episode, I'm like, no, she didn't check out. She was still playing the character. She was just like, because like at a certain point, she's like sitting on the bed eating a fucking banana. Like,
yeah. So yeah, snaps to Jujubee for the creativity. Like, that's why I think she's kind of smart like a fox. Like, I think she's definitely giving development and character and having highs and lows and like in between, and she's thinking, she's navigating, like she's being smart.
This is her 3rd time on there, and I think she's kind of got the formula. She's got an idea of the formula. She may not know the exact placement of all the pieces to get to the end, but she's close.
If she continues on the path that she's going, she's top 3, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, eye rolls. Damon, I saw what you wrote. I'm curious.
Yeah, so the Golden Gals. That's my eye rolls. Like, they took a big risk, like to do a parody of the Golden Girls. It is very iconic. It is very like familiar, especially in gay culture. So we all kind of know it. And my biggest issue was the execution. It just fell flat to me. I know I've said that like 5 times now, but like there needed to be more character. There needed to be more like development. And I know maybe they didn't have as much time, but like if you're gonna go that route, you need to go like full on, what have you. The names were funny. That was kind of, I like that idea. But that wasn't enough. And I get what you were trying to do, and maybe if we had seen more of it, maybe there would have been more to it. But it just you had this much time, maybe, and it just didn't sink in
Right.
the way it needed to. The room just didn't feel right. It kind of did, but kind of didn't. And again, maybe it's just me. I just felt like something more should have been done or could have been done. So
Okay.
they got my eye rolls mostly because it just wasn't. It was a bad execution.
Right. Okay.
Gary.
Um.
Oh. Ooh. I hadn't read this yet.
Oh, you just literally for the first time read what I wrote.
Yes. Ooh. I need to grab my fan. I just have it like just at the ready. Like. Go
I'm
ahead, girl.
sorry. Like, she done pissed me off in this episode.
Who?
Alexis fucking Mateo and her cuntiness.
Mm.
I ain't got time for it. If you want to win All Stars, then you best step your pussy up, honey, and you better not be coming after other girls and playing dirty like games. I ain't got time for that. I don't want someone to win $100,000 to make it into the Drag Race Hall of Fame, to be, a Rue queen, a winner, a person who goes out into the world and represents, and to be a twat like you're being. This whole thing in this episode about her inserting herself into a conversation that she was not a part of, and then to clap back at Cracker and, like, bully her in the workroom the way she did, I was like, oh no. Be the fool, girl. Be the fool, because that's exactly what you're doing. I'm writing you off. I have no tolerance for you. I do not want anything to do with you. I'm not following your ass online. You crossed a line. You're not redeemable now. We're done. No offense. I hope your ass loses. And if you're the best of Puerto Rico, that island's fucked. That's bullshit. How dare you? It's the truth.
Ooh.
So how I feel.
Ooh.
I'm like incredibly rude, uncalled for, and if anything, I should really be giving snaps to Shay for calling her out. And counterbalancing and recognizing that she was playing mind games and she was like fucking with Cracker. That's the part that really got me the most, is I was like, really? Really? And maybe I'm sensitive to this because of all the shit that's going on this year in 2020, because this is a year ago in 2019. But in today's day and age, you gonna reverse, like, the card as a person of color and fuck with a white person? Seriously. I don't know what's more inappropriately blatant.
I just will say this much. Alexis is playing, like you said, Alexis is playing a slightly dirty game.
Oh, it's
She's
not slightly.
playing this. Well, let me finish.
Her hands are shit stained and they stink. She shouldn't have started to play. It's not mud that you're slinging, girl.
This whole, like, it's okay. To me, it's similar. Not really similar, but it was kind of similar to what Ms. Cracker was doing in the second episode when she came in with the whole like angina thing. Slightly similar, not full on like oh shit. But instead of the like little mind game, this is a bigger mind game.
If you wanna play a game and you wanna give back what somebody's giving out, if that is Alexis's intention, she went about it too far. She took it too much.
Yeah.
At the moment when Cracker says, "But I wasn't talking about you," or whatever, you should have shut down. Like that's not even the right way. You should have stepped out of the conversation. You should have said, "All right, my bad. I see you, girl," and just go right back to the mirror and keep applying that mug. Like, stop it right there. But instead, you kept going on, and then Cracker says, "Sweetheart," which I've already read online is like shouldn't have been said. It was baiting. It's like not good in a conversation, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, no offense. She's on the defense now because she feels she's going to be attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, nobody's in the right, but Alexis is definitely far more in the wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Like my biggest thing has always been, I don't like the way this is going.
mm-hmm.
And that will be Alexis's downfall. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like because right now, so FYI, I'm just putting it out there. Alexis was one of the people that pulled Shay's lipstick. And the only reason, I don't care what she says in the next episode. I don't give a fuck what she says in the next episode. The main reason she pulled that lipstick is because Shay is a threat.
Yep.
And she wanted to eliminate the competition. Don't believe what she says on that couch. No, ma'am.
Oh, I know.
This was clearly I could get rid of my competition, like right now.
And just for the clarity's sake, for me, there is nothing wrong with that strategy. But if you're going to go that path, you best own it and stick by it. Don't be changing your tune.
Mm-hmm.
Because even Mayhem got fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning of the next episode, I know we're jumping ahead, but we're late with this episode, so it don't matter. Even Mayhem, to camera and confessional, says, well, that didn't work out. Like, that screwed me. Like, she, in confessional, she kind of owns it, even though she, too, kind of lies through her teeth as to why she picked Shay. And I'm like, oh, now y'all being conniving. And this is too much playing into the whole reality, like, game show aspect that I'm just not a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
I want a clean fight, not this piddly like bullshit.
Yeah, and that's my other thing. This is All Stars 5. You have no idea fully what's coming. There could be a twist. I know a lot of people weren't a big fan of the jury, but that could be brought back. There could be something along those lines where they get an opportunity to like see everything and see all the little confessionals and see things that you've said.
Right.
And there might be some problems. So you got to be like, I will say you have to be really careful how you play the game.
Right.
Because this is like chess and checkers and war and poker, like it's all these like strategy games, like Risk, like all pulled into one. You have to be really careful how you make moves.
Right.
And the biggest thing like that could throw everything off is this whole like jury, not jury, but this whole like vote thing.
Well, and I mean, it may not go the path like it did before, where everybody feels like Shangela got robbed or bamboozled or whatever. I mean, maybe they'll do it different. Maybe the jury will decide for the top 4 or the top 2 an advantage. Like, maybe they won't, like, pick the winner, but instead they will say, if someone gets some type of an advantage, I want it to be this person. Whether or not the advantage works out is another thing, remains to be seen. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know shit. I don't read it. So,
Yeah. So it goes to show you that you have to, like this in particular, this version, All Stars 5, you have to be careful how you're playing this game.
Yeah.
Like, because there are so many, like, different things moving around that could potentially fuck you over. One of them being the vote by the cast. So there's that.
So that being said, that's episode 3. Get a room. if you would like to get in touch with us and give us your feedback, your thoughts and ideas, there's a whole series of ways you can do that. You can go visit our website at cubsoutloud.com. You can comment on the post on there. You can send us an email at cubsoutloud@gmail.com. You can leave us a voicemail message at 361-COL-TALK. That's 361-265-8255. You could go on the social media outlets and basically type in Cubs Out Loud as one word, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and follow us, like us, subscribe on there in some fashion. If you want to join the chat, where sometimes it gets pretty dicey and catty, you can go to tinyurl, that's tinyurl.com/telegram, which is telegram -COLDR. And you can join the Telegram platform in our little chat room and discuss all things like Brew Girls, and conspiracy theories and other conjectures and shenanigans about like episodes as they air. You can also support us at Cubs Out Loud online 2 ways. You can get merchandise. Everybody loves a little swag of some kind.
Yeah.
You can go to Zazzle.com/CubsOutLoud. So Damon's holding up the COLDR logo on a light blue shirt. So it's our brown bear logo with a tiara, and it says Drag Race in pink letters.
Yes, Drag Race.
So there's that, and then we have this new shirt that I'm wearing that we came up with based on our consent line, and it says, "Consent is my foreplay," but it has, looky over here, I got a little crown, and it's in the Drag Pride colors. So yeah. Fun stuff you can get there. You can also become a patron at Patreon. That's patreon.com/CubsOutLoud for as little as $1 a month. Every month, as a subscriber, you will get exclusive content. As a patron, you actually get access to the full episode, which includes the pre and post show bullshit, shenanigans, like quackery that you can listen to us, like trying to figure out technical issues and like spilling tea about other things. And plus you get some nice reward stuff depending on the level that you choose. And it helps us like pay for the domain, the registration, some equipment upgrades. Not mine necessarily right now, but in due time maybe. And if you would like to promote COL, we would greatly appreciate it. You can rate us on iTunes. You can give us 5 stars, leave a lovely comment. We'd even be willing to read it on a show.
The show, yeah.
You can subscribe anywhere you can find podcasts online, including Spotify. And Damon, if they would like to get in touch with you, where would they find you?
If you would like to get in touch with me, you can find me as TheaterCub79 on most bear-related sites or Facebook, or you can find me as pup_Umbra on Twitter.
And if you'd like to get in touch with me, you can pretty much find me anywhere online as GareBear73. If you would like to follow my drag-specific Twitter, that's GARBEAR73DRAG. And yeah, it's a very